Welcome to another episode of Standing in the Gaps Highlights. This episode of Highlights is sponsored by the King's Company and the MoveMaker Toolkit. Picture this: a tool that learns your audience's language, engages them in the conversation, and turns passive scrollers into active participants. That tool is MoveMaker. This Chrome extension is the missing link in your Facebook strategy, a bridge over the gap between content and conversion. It understands the intricacies of digital communication and crafts responses that resonate with your audience, driving up your engagement metrics like never before. Unlock the power of AI and watch as your Facebook page transforms into a hub of activity, where every interaction is a step towards business growth. With MoveMaker, you're not just updating your strategy, you're upgrading it. Check out the King's Company. Link in the description below. Now on with the show. Wake Up and Smell the Coffee Part 2. The Sleeping Giant Awakens, Restoring America's Identity. Introduction. In recent years, political and social conversations across America have reflected a deep-seated unrest. As the nation navigates the complex terrain of shifting values, it's crucial to revisit foundational truths and rekindle the spirit that once defined this great republic. A recent episode of the Stand in the Gap podcast offers a multidimensional look at America's current predicament and its hopeful resurgence. Rewriting history for YouTube. The podcast opens with a reminder that the team is revamping some older episodes for YouTube. This brings forth a nostalgic yet urgent tone as they introduce the episode, Wake Up and Smell the Coffee 2, a revisit to one of their most impactful discussions. A discourse on love and resistance. Richie, Scott, and Aaron delve into an energetic discussion about love, exploring its spiritual, societal, and personal dimensions. They assert that love should be the driving force behind actions and decisions. That was last night's, or the previous week's episode Motivated by Love, Scott states, emphasizing the need for genuine, Christ-centered love in all aspects of life. He further expounds, we are motivated, inspired, and totally sold out to the lover of our soul, Jesus Christ and Him crucified. This sentiment underscores the podcast's commitment to biblical principles amidst a turbulent modern landscape. On prophets, presidents, and prayer. Reflecting on the Bible, Scott discusses the transformational power of prayer and its implications for the nation's future. In your hands, I commit my spirit, Richie quotes, aligning with the biblical narrative of Jesus' crucifixion and the divine ability to overcome trials through unwavering faith. The episode does not shy away from politics. It highlights the intersection of faith and governance, drawing parallels between contemporary leaders and biblical figures. Scott voices admiration for past presidents grounded in faith and courage, such as George Washington and Abraham Lincoln. George Washington, riddled with bullets but remained unafraid to lead, Scott recalls, illustrating the dedication and valor needed from today's leaders. Rising against the challenges. The discussion veers into America's current socio-economic climate, stressing the need for spiritual and moral revival. The co-hosts argue that complacency and misguided priorities have muddled national integrity. They call for a return to fundamental truths, advocating for active resistance against moral and spiritual decay. Scott passionately proclaims, defend the family, stand against evil, and resist passivity. This call to action is infused with a sense of urgency and commitment to foundational values. The promised awakening. Aaron bridges the conversation to a promising future by echoing a familiar sentiment, the best is yet to come. The podcast team is confident that America's current struggles are birthing a new era of revival and strength. They encourage listeners to embrace an unwavering faith and proactive stance in challenging times. Conclusion. As the episode wraps up, the message is clear. America is at a crossroads, and its destiny hinges on a collective return to faith, principled leadership, and community action. The journey will not be easy, but as the podcast hosts repeatedly affirm, the best is indeed yet to come. By harnessing the spirit of love, resilience, and divine guidance, America can awaken from its slumber and restore its true identity. Will you listen? Will you act? It's time to wake up and smell the coffee. For more insights and to stay updated with Standing in the Gaps, listeners are encouraged to like, subscribe, comment, and share their perspectives across various platforms like YouTube, Apple Podcast, Spotify, and Facebook. Instagram and X are coming soon. Engage with the Standing in the Gaps community and share your thoughts on this timely and thought-provoking discussion. You can comment on YouTube or on the new Standing in the Gaps Facebook group. Check out the merch store where we have some cool t-shirts. The link is in the description. The full episode of Wake Up and Smell the Coffee Part 2 will air on September 3rd at 6 p.m. EST. And remember, my friend, the best with a capital B is yet to come.